Alright folks, welcome back to the Don's channel. I am the Donfather. I'm going to quickly do a round 4 review in the 2021 AFL season. First up, Thursday the 8th of April, it was Swans versus Essendon. Swans run out 3-point victors, 83-80 at the SCG. That's 4-0 for the Swans. Let me tell you, I'm absolutely buzzing about watching them right now. I'm delighted in the way they're playing, and it's great to actually see a load of youngsters that's come through an academy all just clicking together at once and all doing it for the senior team. It's very, very exciting to watch. Just a couple of players just to mention: Buddy, Golden, Wicks, Warner, Mills. I really enjoyed a lot of performances from this game. Cox was pretty good for Essendon as well, the young man. I think Hooker's been absolutely brilliant so far this year. Stringer played quite well up top with him as well. Anthony McDonald, Tippenwitty wasn't too bad. Quite a few players actually doing okay at Essendon right now. They've not been terrible. Of course they see themselves, that's 1 win out of 4, but they haven't been terrible the majority of the way through this so far, which I'm quite happy with as well, because you want as many teams to be as competitive as possible, and it makes the games a hell of a lot more enjoyable, and it gives you that cliffhanger finish like we've got here, 83-80, very tight on paper. But Swans, I just always felt that they were going to win it for some reason. I think it's because of the way they've been playing. You just fancied them for it, but Buddy's kicking a few again, absolutely brilliant. See the way it's just the way he executes the kicks as well. It's absolutely frightening. I think he's cut in on one from the left hand side, put it straight through for the first one. It's just great to watch. It's a masterclass in finishing, and I'm confident. Now, I'm not going to say 2021, but I am confident we'll see Buddy hit 1,000 career goals. He thoroughly deserves it. He's been a great servant to the sport. But as I mentioned, there's a few other youngsters there that are really stepping up, and I'm enjoying watching. Golden, Wicks, Warner, to name a couple there. But yeah, well done Swans, 4-0 to get us started in round 4. On to Port Richmond, probably the biggest tie of the weekend, given the way Port's been playing, obviously not against the Eagles and the Optus, but from last year, and the way they started so far. They've been brilliant. Obviously Richmond off the back of a defeat as well the week before, but you can't take Richmond for granted. At the end of the day, back-to-back premiers, they've got some serious class throughout the sides. And what I will say is, obviously this one's finished 79-77, a 2-point margin. It was a very close encounter. But the one thing I wanted to point out was Port's injury list was frightening on the day. I'm not too sure the long-term injury situation yet, but we've seen Alair, who I think's been an absolutely revelation since coming to Port. Really enjoyed his performance at the weekend, as I have done all the way through it so far. But he pulled up. I think he was hobbling at one point. Butters was hobbling. Doorsma nearly got knocked out. Rosie got hurt. There was somebody else as well. It was about 4 or 5 players, and I'm talking big important players right now. Cleary maybe, I think, was possibly another one. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But hopefully they'll pull through it relatively unscathed, and it was just a short-term injury for every one of those players. Alair, I mentioned him, he was sensational. I think he's a player that will break up an awful lot of attacks. He'll get a lot of spoils, he'll take marks, he'll frustrate in contested marks, he'll frustrate opposition forwards. Robbie Gray right at the very end as well. Ice-like veins, ice in the veins, absolutely brilliant. Dusty and Rewalt. Rewalt has scored quite a lot of goals so far, isn't he, in 2021, but Dusty, when he wants to turn it on, he just can. And as the commentator said in this game, is there a better player in the competition 1v1? I think not. He's just electric when he gets going, but Port have got a lot to be happy about there. That's 3 out of 4, and 2 out of 4 for Richmond. Richmond won't be too concerned at this stage. I think when you look at how tight the game was as well, it was down at Port. The Adelaide Oval was absolutely rocking, by the way. That was what, 35,000 in a 50,000 seater stadium, and I think they're allowed full houses pretty soon. That is going to be unbelievable when Port get their faithful there at full capacity. What unbelievable noise will be coming out of that ground. First up on Saturday then, Bulldogs versus Lions, and Bulldogs run out relatively comfortably in my opinion. I didn't actually write too much. English I thought was brilliant. It's strange because English played a lot of the ruck last year, and I think in games he really did struggle. You could tell he was a bit of a rookie in that position. And the inclusion now of Steph Martin is allowing English to go further up the field, act as an extra forward if you like, or ruck rover at times. But I am thoroughly enjoying this young man's confidence in front of goal. He missed a few, but it's the fact that he's taking marks, he's getting himself in and about it, and he's winning those contested marks and getting a chance to take a set shot. There's a lot of confidence to be taken from his overall play, and he is scoring goals. Naughton was brilliant. McRae, I'm going to say McRae every single week until he gets the acknowledgement that he absolutely deserves on the AFL. Sort of shows that he's a bit down under there. They need to talk about this man more. He's 30 plus disposals every single game. He's Mr. Consistent, and it's not just disposals, it's important stuff that he's doing. I just absolutely love him. One note about, I don't want to beat on too much, the Lions have been poor so far. That's 1 win and 4 for the Lions. I'm quite surprised, to be honest with you. They've got a lot of good players. Something's not working right for them. Do you know what it was on the day? Bulldogs were just far superior. Their midfield is just superb, and their forwards were up for it as well on the day. I think Bruce has been brilliant this year as well, and just to throw him in there. Lachie Neale, last year's Brownlow medalist. Just a question, guys. I love this player. Where is he? Where is Lachie Neale in 2021? I can't work it out. If you look at his stats, it's very, very underwhelming, and you're judging him off his own standards that he's set. So maybe he's a victim of his product. He's a victim of his own productivity that he's been putting out the last year or so, 2 years. He's a gun of a player, but really, really disappointed in him so far. Likewise, Charlie Cameron. I think he could do a hell of a lot better this year. So many players, Rich, Zorko, Robinson, so many big players there that you could mention that I've not been impressed massively by so far with the Lions. But there's 4-0 for the Bulldogs, top of the ladder, and deservedly so. I think they're a dogged team, pun intended. I think they're a very dogged team, but more than that, they're actually very technically gifted. They all know each other's game plan. Liberatore, I absolutely love him. He did get cited at one point to give away a free kick, and it did result in a Lions goal, but he made up for it later on in the game, didn't he? He kicked a beauty of a goal near the end. So just across the midfield for the Bulldogs, up there with the best in the competition in my opinion, if not the best midfield for the range and the different types of players that they have in there, and the young and the experience. It's just a fantastic blend, and it's very exciting. The fact that they're getting English up there now, let's see how that one can blossom, with not an astronaut who I love, and Bruce as well scoring goals. I'm quite excited. I think Alex Keith coming into the back line, Caleb Daniels suspended for one. It's an exciting time to be a Bulldogs fan. I'm absolutely loving it. Who knows what can happen? Just keep backing yourself. Keep doing what your coach says. Buying into his game plan and play for each other. And let the results happen one by one as the season goes on, and see where you are at the end of it. Very excited, as I said. St Kilda against the Eagles at the Marvel. St Kilda, do you know what? They've been one of those teams, haven't they? So far this year, it's inconsistent, but on their day they are brilliant to watch, and they were brilliant against the Eagles. I think the Eagles actually played well. Petrocelli, I think he was brilliant. Liam Ryan was okay as well. I think defensively they're always strong. Darlin and Kennedy were not too bad. But I've got to mention the St Kilda players. I thought Membry was absolutely outstanding. He's such a big, strong player, powerful player. Butler was brilliant. He's starting to show his quality now. That was exciting to watch him. King, really rate King as well. Good target man, good forward, big in the air, and quite a gangly sort of a player, isn't he? But he's by no means a bad player. I think Jack Higgins, he's got one there, he's chipped in with one. There's a few players playing well, Steele got one. But I enjoy St Kilda. Look, you've heard me saying it for quite a while now that when they play, when they're playing the footy that we know they can play, they're a very enjoyable team to watch and they're quite exciting on the counter attack. And they've ran out 102-82 winners there. So Eagles have went win loss. Both teams have only won 2 out of 4 after that one, but I think the Eagles will be quite disappointed in the way they've been beat there, but after you consider how they dismantled Port really towards the end and the Optus last week, on the road could be a difficult one for the Eagles this year. I don't think so, but they need to snap out of it. They need to start putting a run of wins away from home as well, to be honest with you. Suns versus Carlton, I think it was probably one of the lesser enjoyable games to watch in terms of entertainment for goals, etc. Suns 1 win and 4. I think they're back to being normal Suns right now, on paper, if you like. As far as form goes, you would say typical Suns. Last year they possibly did a little bit better than the year before. They were terrible, but possibly did a little bit better than what I think they'll do this year. But Carlton, that's 2 back-to-back wins now then for them. That's 2 out of 4. Who did I put down I enjoyed watching in that game? Suns with Sexton, King, Ellis and Rankin. I just enjoy. Sexton's a great player. King again, another lanky and skinny, isn't he? Both of them are the same. Lanky and skinny, scoring goals. Ellis is brilliant. And I thought Isaac Rankin, again, he's a flair player, he can make things happen. I think Betts for Carlton was absolutely brilliant. Did I even mention the score? It finished 70-59, sorry, to Carlton. I don't think I mentioned the score. Betts was brilliant. He's got himself in about the pocket rocket. I think he scored his first one from the pocket. Absolutely brilliant. He makes it look so easy. Silvani was great. Harry Mackay's chipping in with these goals now. I think he's becoming quite a prominent figure up top now and a real target man. It's quite enjoyable watching these big forwards this year. I think there's going to be an awful lot of goals and he could be one of them that gets quite a lot of goals this year too, to be honest with you. So really enjoying his start to the season, but a fairly lacklustre game in spells. 70-59, good win for Carlton. That's 2 in a row now for them. They need to start kicking on, don't they? Collingwood 1 win and 4. I do not have a lot of compliment that I can give to Collingwood. 1 win and 4 after this one. They're beat 60-90. Giants, one player I want to mention in this game. They've both won 1 out of 4. Giants lost rounds 1, 2 and 3. It was Toby Green. Toby Green was absolutely sensational. Arguably the player of the weekend for me. Really good performance. The goalie maybe get a pass mark. Mayachek maybe get a pass mark. Not many players in a Collingwood jersey deserve to get much praise, to be honest with you. I think they're struggling this year. I've got to be brutally honest. I think they are struggling. I did predict a slip. I did not predict them to be this poor, but not enjoying watching Collingwood right now in terms of being entertained. And I think they're in trouble. They need to snap out of it, and they just need to snap out of it quick. That was quite a convincing win from the Giants. 60-90. Toby Green, brilliant. Superb. Bobby Hill's exciting. I like some of the flair that Bobby Hill gives you. A lot like Pickett at Melbourne. Similar sort of player. A small sort of player, buzzing in and around it, feeding off the scraps from the ruck, making things happen. Just that little bit of magic at times. Really quite an exciting young player. But other than that, see the Giants, like Himmelberg's there. I can't remember who else was playing up top. Finlayson maybe. They need to start getting their shooting boots on more frequently as well if Giants are going to do anything. I think Jeremy Cameron's leaving. I've already said about that. I think that's quite a big blow to them, to be honest with you. But these guys need to now step up. They need to step up. It can't be relying on Toby Green to carry the can. That's 2 games in a row now. He's kicked 5. So he's having a great season. But the Giants aren't. If they want to get in and about it, these guys need to start earning their stripes, earning their money, and scoring more goals. But well done, gents, getting the win there, 60-90. Collingwood, snap out of it fast. Sunday, North against Crows. Crows, the surprise package for me is Crows. I think the Swans have surprised me at how well they're playing. They're not surprising me that they're winning games. They are surprising me that they're winning consistently. They're not surprising me they're winning. But the Crows have been the surprise package right now. I know this was North, arguably the worst team. Well, no, in fact, in my opinion, they're probably the worst team in the competition right now. 4 losses in a row would confirm that. But there's 3 out of 4 for the Crows. I think Tex Walker's been absolutely brilliant this year. He's really stepping up. He's scoring goals. He's a leader on the footy field. He's actually at the forefront of driving them forward from a forwards position as well. I just think that he's doing everything. Fogarty played well as well, but Tex he's the main man right now. I don't want to go on too much about it because he needs to do it for a lot longer than 4 rounds, but brilliant start so far from him. He's in 20-21 goals now so far, probably leading the Coleman race still. I'm going to have to check them. Stevenson probably gets a pass mark, and it was great to see young Phillips getting was it his first goal for North as well. So just a couple of names. I think Stevenson was probably the only player that'd go, he gets a pass mark there. He scored a goal, it was lovely, it was on the outside of the boot. Very difficult skill to execute, never mind with a Sharon. So he's done quite well to score that there. But I want to throw out Phillips' name. Congratulations to the young man getting his first goal. You want to give them little nuggets of praise, don't you? I don't like ridiculing teams, but they really have been difficult to find anything positive in right now for North. So on to Melbourne Cats. Melbourne, fantastic again, 85-60. Cats are a strange one. Cats are a strange one. They're a good team, but they're an ageing team, and it's really starting to show at times this year that they're an old side. They need some fresh youngsters, fearless youngsters willing to make a name for themselves, getting put into that, but add a bit of energy into them. It's very predictable what they're going to do when they go out in the footy field, and teams are just finding it easy to score against them. They are involved in tight games. They're quite lucky to win a couple of the games that they've won. I've been underwhelmed by Cats. Melbourne, completely opposite. Brilliant. 4-0 for Melbourne now, alongside the Swans and of course the Bulldogs. 3 teams that nobody would expect to be at the top of the ladder for too long, I would imagine. Maybe the Bulldogs. I think Swans will be in it. Melbourne will probably drop off. Swans will good chance of finishing in the top 8 the way they're playing. I think the Bulldogs are a very, very strong team. I think they will be in the top 8 playing finals footy. But brilliant, I'm enjoying it. Brilliant stuff. I think Max Gawn's sensational, Petrarca sensational, Fritsch I'm really enjoying. Loads of players actually I'm enjoying watching at Melbourne right now, but those 3 in particular, I think Gawn has been absolutely brilliant in the ruck so far this year. Such a huge figure. He gets his hands up high and he touches it, and it deliberately to pick out a teammate. Everything about him is really, really good. He's getting the team on the front foot as well. He's doing a lot of stuff. He's doing a lot of stuff after the ball's out of the ruck as well, picking it up, breaking up attacks and starting them as well. I'm enjoying him. Obviously, everybody knows I love Petrarca. Everybody enjoys watching Petrarca. But Fritsch is a player. Fritsch is a player I really, really admire. And I did mention Little Pickett as well. Maybe he was a little bit quieter than what he has been in a couple of the previous games, but very exciting player. He's just enjoyable to watch. It's the way they move. When they get the footy, you get excited. They don't necessarily need to be scoring goals. It's just that little bit of spark that these players have that's enjoyable to watch. Who did I put down? I never put anyone down for the Cats. I just want them to just find that little bit more urgency on the footy field, add a little bit more energy in, maybe play a couple of youngsters and drop a couple of players that aren't really sparking. They're not sparking. You don't just get the shirt because you've had the shirt, you earn the shirt. And that goes for senior players too. That goes for players that have been there in and about it. Nobody gets the shirt just because of their name unless they are on form. If there's youngsters there banging on the head coach's door, banging on Chris Scott's door like that. I think I can do it. It's time to start giving these guys a chance. I think I like Graham Myers. I think he's a good player as well. He's young. I think losing Tim Kelly's starting to prove costly. I know he's not been brilliant himself. Not really brilliant so far for West Coast, but I think for the way he played at Cats, they've never replaced him. Dangerfield being out suspended because of his idiocy, in my opinion, you know, that's another blow. That's another blow. He is an important player, but they're an old team. I'm not going to rib them too much. They're a team I enjoy. See, if they do play good stuff, they're up there with the top teams, but they're getting older. That's my point. Last game of the weekend though, Dockers versus Hawks at the Optus. Good game, 96-81. Hawks are playing okay stuff. Let me tell you, 3 losses in a row is pretty unfair on them in a way, because they're not playing bad stuff. They're scoring goals, but they're just not getting the results. It will come, but is it going to be, are they going to be able to do enough? I don't think they'll get finals footy, and their form currently would suggest that they're not going to get finals footy. Dockers now have got, excuse me, 2 wins out of 4, so it's a lost win. They've won both games at the Optus that they've played at home, and I did predict that. A lot like West Coast Eagles there, to be fair. Dockers, Taberner, brilliant. Darcy, brilliant. Frederick really excites me at times when he goes. A lovely volley he scored, a soccer, mid-air volley, a soccer expression there, that he's took the Sharon on in the air, bang, and scored a lovely goal there. But he played quite a lot of nice attacking stuff as well. Sonny Waters playing nice enough stuff as well. But that's a good win, 96-81. They're getting the goals up in that game, so they can take a lot of positives from that, Dockers, but they really need to start producing the goods away from home. So there you have it. That's a quick review. Well, not that quick. It's 22 minutes, but we're having to put 9 games, as I say, congest 9 games into a short video. I'd just like to name a few players that I've enjoyed watching, maybe for different reasons. Maybe defensively they're playing pretty good, like Alir at Port. I think he's been absolutely magnificent. A lot like McRae. Maybe Alir won't get people speaking about him so much because he's a defensive player, and I know McRae's a midfielder, but he doesn't score an awful lot of goals. But I think these guys do need to get spoken about as well, because they're pivotal in a lot of the good stuff that happens. They are the ones tackling, breaking up play, making the simple passes, the 1%ers, just doing these wee things that just keep the whole thing ticking and get you on the front foot. But he's been magnificent, a really enjoyable player. As I say, for Port though, a lot of injuries there. Maybe Fantasia was another one, I can't remember, but there's my Rosie Butters, I think, Alir, quite a few. So that was quite a grueling game for Port, and that's that. So, thanks very much for watching. Let me know who you think was the star player over the weekend. I'm going to go with Toby Green. I thought he was magnificent for the Giants. I know he's a villain that everybody loves to hate. He's a bit of a grub. He does really dirty stuff. If he could get that out of his game completely, it would take time for people to ever like him. Some people might never ever like him after the stuff that he's done, which is understandable, but talent wise there's no doubt about it. He's got it in abundance, so he's my player of the weekend. Really enjoyed his stuff. Let me know what you think in the comment section below on who yours was, who was the best team, etc. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and put the bell on, and I'll do my predictions video soon. I am going to be doing my reaction, the Sicily reaction that my patron Garrett has requested quite a few weeks ago, so apologies I haven't got around to doing it. I am doing it, I've downloaded the video, and I'll be doing it as soon as I possibly can. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.